Okay, I'm just working through some of my videos, and I'm gonna go for part 3 now. So it's a 36-minute video, so I might end up jumping around on it. We'll see, just to fit it in here. But we already seen the opening on this on the other 2 videos anyways, and I'll give it a like since it's got 7 views, just to point that out. No likes, no one gets it, nobody sees it. Pretty fucking cool shit if you ask me. So I'm gonna come over here, bring it up, and hit play.
This is gonna have to be part 2, I guess, because I ran out of time.
Alright, so let's explains my filters and that kind of shit. I'm gonna skip all that. I'm gonna skip all that. Here we go. Alright, so this was all the. So I just shaved 4 minutes.
It's gonna be about the imagery.
So see where all that
can shave. Images, and then once the images are gotten, then it'll be easy enough from there. Let me see if I can even show you how easy this is, really. Because, I mean, I have way too many images already. So, as you can see, when you look around at these images that I have here, when they're in smaller boxes, you can clearly see, like, look at this guy with his face sticking out, right? You can clearly see the imagery on any of these, right? There's an eagle guy here, right? You can clearly see the eagle. You can see his eyes, right? See, I don't even have a filter on this camera, so let me help you out here. And I'll put a filter on the camera. So,
okay, so that just hurt me right there, so I'll see if I straighten it out or not. No, see, this is when
so a darker filter might, a lighter filter might help me to show you.
Yeah, this is me before I knew about my filters. Let's see.
I'm not going to grab another piece of plastic. I'm just going to draw over this other image I drew earlier.
This is really good, though.
And not take that too seriously. All right. Should I get it? Try this. Alright, I guess this is a good time to explain how easy this part is. It's very inexpensive. It doesn't cost anything. A couple bucks here and there. I don't mind paying for this if it comes down to it, if somebody needs help. See these sheets? These are just those stupid sheets. I'm going to pull this off, and I might try a green lens just for help or two. These sheets. These are just those cheap-ass sheets that you can buy for book covers. Now I'm going to take a pair of scissors. I don't want to move the camera around, so just bear with me.
They're not book covers. They're fucking, what the fuck are they now? Paper protectors.
Image within image. You'll start to make out some of the other images, like see this one here. So if you want to do this, pattern them all separately, that's fine. Don't forget, his whole head comes around this way on this big image, on this guy. See his nose, see his eye, see his other eye down here. Alright, so that's one main image. I can keep coming out.
So now where I am today, there's no way I would recommend patenting anything in the clouds. Not at this point anyways. I don't think we get anywhere. And you're going to see when I get up about 150, 200 videos from this day, you're going to see me under the Sylvia and Brother Sanchez series come to terms with the idea that everything in the moon is already patented under false pretenses. And if that video is not deleted already. But as far as this one goes, oh my God, I learned so much more even about this. All this is filled with imagery, which I also get into in future videos, so I'm not going to get into it now. But I start going in deep on all these areas and shit like that, tear this thing apart, and I start cropping imagery like this so you can see some of the other images as I let them come in. Shit like that. And then same thing down here. When you start cropping them, you'll be able to start seeing them down there all over the place. And then I spin the photos around and all that.
To like get them perfect. But what I'm showing you at the moment is just that all I'm going to do is lay some plastic over my screen once I get my images set. I'm going to lay the plastic over. This is just for patenting process. Because when we patent this, we don't just want to have only one digital image. We want to be specific about everything. So, again, I tape this on my computer, on my monitor. Okay. Need some more tape. it tight at the bottom for me because I don't have anybody here to help me. You're gonna have to just bear with me. Okay.
Okay, I can fast forward through the boring processes.
It's to me, and you might even have a helper. So
Okay, yep. So I do try cutting some of these out for you. See?
Now,
See, I'm trying to break it down for everybody, and it's really hard to do. Break down the collages.
The main image, I'm going to go around it. Once I get it all drawn out, then I can pull out the other ones. You know, then I'll pull out the other ones. I'll show you. In a
Cropping. I was trying to do this crop.
And I'm tracing out right here. But I'll finish tracing them out right now. See him? He's image within this image. This main image is the main image, which goes all the way around here. You can see the line. Make sure I'm not drawing on my computer. Let's see, let me find the line.
With eye here, with something coming out of the eye, with the other eye here, mouth down here.
Which is also, now that I'm looking.
Yep. Then you also got another one going this way. Eye, nose, and mouth. They're everywhere. So another one, eye, nose, mouth.
But now again, image within image. So you can just take this one image. Have every image within this image, including this one, patented, right? Just from this one circle. Now, if any of them patent them separately, and if any of them show up, because they don't all show up
This is
together,
true, but they never show up.
Always end up part of
they always end up being a little bit different. Because you know what, even colors, just to let you know that now that I know about all the colors, when I was back then, I was again thinking the darker ones, because the darker heavy metals are the movers. The darker colors are the movers. That's why I originally thought that. I thought it was only the dark triangles that were the EMNC, and they were pushing, and everything else I seen I thought was the heavy metals and minerals. It's not actually the case. The EMNC is everywhere at all times, constantly pushing all these things into place. They show themselves by the triangular shapes of every color. So every color is going to have these triangular shapes. The darker ones were easier for my eyes to make out in the beginning, and that's why I kind of was going down that road. But it's really cool to watch yourself learn all this. Now, I mean, the imagery in here is fucking undeniable. I was already tracing it out for you. I was already trying to crop and shit for you by actually tracing. I mean, now I would probably just go like this because I'm just so fucking sick and nobody paying attention. Yeah, I was doing a good job, man. It's not good.
A bust of something, but I don't know what. But it's a bust of something.
Okay, because there's another one. If I move the camera around right now, I could probably get them for you too. Because there was another one up here I already traced, and then there's another one. Let's see, where's my hand? I'm not going to get them for you at this angle, but I'd have to take the phone off the tripod, which I'm not going to do right now. All right, let's just keep going.
There's another one under him, so let me do him for a minute. Oh, okay, I see it. No, I see him. All right, so I come down like this. And there's the bust of this guy, and he's got these eyes, which are like diamonds, just like your eyes. Can't see the other eye. The other eye looks slitted. And then the triangle's here. Right? And anyways, get them drawn out. And then patented. And then you'll have this image. You'll have this image. If we zoom in on these eyes, we'll have more images. We zoom in on his mouth, we'll have another image. There's another image down here. There's another guy here. Two guys here. I think this one here is a platypus.
Do you see the platypuses every once in a while?
His eyes is another image. I can zoom in on them for you in a second. Hold on. Once I put the marker down. So you could do this. It's up to the individual. It doesn't really matter because there's other images in here. So you could follow this darker line and say that this is the one image. That's why I think it's important to find doubles, because when you find doubles, I would say those are the only ones that we want to patent. You got to find doubles are better. And there's some that these darker nano that I'm pointing to, these are the ones that we should start with. Are way in here. Hold on, I'll show you.
this does stand true because there is no such thing as infinity. So what I'm saying here does
And I'm
still
only
stand.
saying,
If you grab the imagery, let's say from the clouds, right? How are you going to know if it ever passes by again when nobody ever looks at the fucking clouds this way? When no one's. So, what about rocks? What about trees? What about the water? What about anywhere else? Because it's going to be everywhere. So, that's one of the reasons why it's not infinite. There are only so many images. And the fact that 99.999% of them are feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast is pretty fucking important to all this. So these images are repeatable. So a way to bring this out into the open faster right away is right from the beginning. I was looking at it this way. So the Homeless Patent Project intro part 3 on my channel, Michael Oziak channel, I was already thinking this over a year ago. Okay, if everybody is forced, if they have to patent it, they have to patent it. So let's say if the news comes on and in the back the news is playing some clouds, the clouds roll by. If you were aware of your surroundings, then you would see the image and you'd say, oh, there's my image. You bastards, you better fucking pay me. And I'm not saying this is going to happen often, but let's say if it was everybody was aware of it and everybody wasn't hiding from it, then that means every time that thing came out, let's say they're passing some trees, and up in the trees you happen to catch your image that you have patented. The moon is a given. That's why I say a solid like that. But it could be the same thing, even with a famous area. You could take a famous mountain, and from that view, you're going to pick up so many images from standing at that view. Now, if you patent the images that are there, let's say a stone or a rock or something like that. I'm only thinking of things that are uh, solids and things that are staying in one place. But now, if you think about it, on top of that, think about, let's say, Niagara Falls, and you just keep the camera aimed on there all fucking day. And let's say you go to every movie and television show that has Niagara Falls in it. You wait for that movie or television show for the water to fall. Boom, you see your image because you have to keep pausing and playing. But then all of a sudden you pause it and you see your image, let's say, for example. There you go. Now that movie has to pay you to have that image in its movie. I know it sounds out there, and I know it sounds like it would never happen, but oh, I wish it could. I really wish it fucking could, because it's like throwing it back in their face. But it's not going to happen if only one or two people are looking. As I always say, it's everybody's got to open their eyes and see it in order for anything like that to ever
as
happen.
I gain experience, maybe I'll change my mind. But it seems to me that the darker nano is a lot easier to find, a lot easier to
For my eyes,
find
it is.
doubles on.
It's true.
More than doubles. All right. So now that I showed you that, okay. Now, see what I mean? Now I can come out and I can get this guy. That's the same face, people. It's the same face. So we can get him and patent him as, let me see. Oh, look at the other guy. Look at the other one. So, yeah, I would definitely do these as doubles then. All right. So, as I was tracing, I should have came this way in my trace. All right. Now, again, this is a picture that's been on my computer. I got hundreds of them like this. I can keep doing this all day long. But you can notice, you'll see in here a lot better as well as I come down here.
I didn't have a pointer stick back then either.
Now, this guy might be a little bit too fuzzy. I wasn't bothered trying to patent him yet. Not unless I seen doubles. Now, the full images, eye, nose, or is that the nose? Going to be the nose. It might not even be finished. And this is the mouth, right? Let me see. Sure, hell it is. So it looks like they just started aerosoling this area when I took this. This is all blue sky that you're seeing behind here. See the triangles in the blue sky? See the triangles everywhere? Now again, you can go in on this stuff. Yes, we still see this guy's face. We see another face up here looking off that way. I will go ahead and put the other filter on in a minute so you can see what I'm saying. As we come down, we look around. Now we got this guy again. So we got image within image within image. Because that guy is not the same as, where's the other guy? I lost him because I came out too far. Let's see. There he is. All right, so that guy's not this guy. This is a different guy. So that's what I'm saying. It's important that we get image within image within image. Now, in order for the patenting process, I would say that we go in at the mouths and the noses because they seem to be the biggest repeaters. See this guy right here? I didn't even notice this before, but it's a no-brainer for me. Yep. And his color change is pretty big, but maybe we can even do this in this one video. I might even be able to show you all this. Hold on. Okay. And then there's another main face right there. There's the other one. Oh, look how good we can see this guy now. So there we go. So this guy here, that face right there, easy, easy. Look how dark it is. We can double him up. We find the same exact image, in other places, other clouds, in the moon, on the ground, in the trees. I will show you in the atmosphere, I should say, but everything around it will be pushed into place. So these darker nano are pushing the lighter colored heavy metals into place to create all this imagery. Now, when I say darker, I mean neon, I mean black, I mean dark blue, I mean you name it. For grays, every color of gray you can think of, the darker grays and everything like that. So as soon as they put I'm assuming without any evidence, but it seems like somewhere on the right ballpark, aluminum, strontium, and barium. Now the aluminum being the lighter and the whiter and the silvers, and the strontium and the barium working the darker colors. So you can see again, image within image, right? So that one guy that we're looking at, that one guy is going to turn into thousands of other images. So that's why I say be careful about taking on a large image. If you take on a large image, you're looking at thousands of images, and then it makes it a little bit harder in the patent process because I don't know. I'm trying to work something out with a lawyer, patent attorney, and if I can work something good out, then because we got to be careful. We got to be careful about calling one image, thousands of image, one image, right? And to have thousands of images copywritten, they can't afford that. So again, when we look in deep, these are the dark nanocarbon. Okay, look at the nose. This is what makes up the nose of this other image here, right? But look at this fucking thing, right? I mean, come on. Not the nose of him. His nose is here. This makes up the nose of whatever the larger picture is. I'm assuming it's a nose. So, I might have missed a larger image. Or maybe it's not a nose, maybe it's something else. Let's see. I mean, not so clear probably for you because I'll put the filters on in a second before I leave this picture. But if you can or cannot, I mean, there's image, see these dark nano? See these darkening up? See the triangles that make them? They're easier to match up, in my opinion, so far. Oh yes, they're the nose of this thing. It's this thing here ends up being the nose of this. There's an eye, there's an eye, here's his nose or beak or whatever the hell it's supposed to be. See him? Try to get it Yeah, let me go get the other photo. Hold on a minute. Alright, so this is the other filter. I don't know that it'll make things any clearer or not. These are outdoor filters. These are for outside, so um, this is my first time actually using these in here on the computer like I'm doing now. But yeah, I actually think that it works pretty good actually. So again, I see this big guy here, but because I've never seen this image before, he looks a little stretched out. I think he's not completed. So I know what days to go out to catch completed stuff compared to other days. Now, he looks completed pretty much, but he might not be because look at all the blue sky around him, you know? He might not be complete. So we have to double up the images in order to make sure we got this right? Now there's an image in here. There's this thing here. There's this up here. There's this guy here. And I can bring you around with the camera and give you the details of the imagery as I go along. But training and a little bit of experience. I gotta say, if this guy's mouth was open bigger, I would even say compare him to the guy that I was hot on the moon. I'd have to go back and trace it and copy it out and see if it is. Same coloration in the nose, that kind of thing, and same coloration around the face. I just have to go in and look a little bit better, and then boom. Then if I had that image matched on the moon with this image matched in the clouds, there's my first one. Go and have that patented. I got doubles on it, patented. And then from then on, anybody that shows imagery of the moon going by, because those are the outer images. Those are the outer images. You can see them. I see them with my eyes. I do not need equipment to see what you're seeing now. What you're seeing now is only because you're being introduced to it. After you look at this for a couple weeks of doing it, you will just automatically look around and you will see this shit everywhere, okay? It's not magic. It's not anything hard to figure out. It's not godly at all, as you can see. It's not Satan either, although you might think so looking at it. It's not any of those things. It's very scientific, easy to understand, easy science. So in here again, on the bottom of his chin, I wouldn't count this guy as part of the chin, but we could probably go around and get another image of that. It looks like I am. It looks like I am right now. So I can change that image up. Also, when I go up, this guy becomes more apparent to me. Now when I'm drawing him out, I take my plastic off. I did. So I don't have my plastic on the computer anymore, but you get the idea, okay? All right, so once we go through the moon, the clouds, I'm not going to send you to the other aspects of the veil. I'm not going to bother with around the sun. For this homeless patent project, the homeless patent project is just going to be the moon, the clouds, and the ground. That's enough. There's plenty of work for everybody. There's plenty, and it's not physical work. It's not hard. Let's pull up a couple more of these. Now these are just clouds. These are what you think of as clouds.
It was a good idea.
Again, with the darker
I was just going with just the
moon.
moon at this point, though.
Darker areas. Now that's blue sky that you're looking at behind there, people. Just to let you know, that's blue sky. Now look at the detail. Get my
cigarette smoke fucking falling over.
Now just look around closely. see all the imagery. Give your eyes a minute to adjust. Okay. Some of it is, not some of it, most of it is so detailed it cannot be confused with anything other than the reality that we all deny. That's what we're looking at here. The reality that we all deny. But that's neither here nor there. The point is, get everybody off the street, to warm homes, fill their bellies, take care of their families. No more money problems ever again. That's the idea with this. Using the system against the people who enslaved us. The system that they have created and using it against them. That's what this is all about. And we'll get rich off of their lies. So, here's another one. I recognize him. I would do him as well. This full picture here with this guy coming out of us, see his nose, see his eyes. I would do him too as well. These are the ones that I would recommend. You know, there's some that I would recommend that would be patented. If I'm not on board with patenting it, believe me, I've been doing this a few weeks now. Unless somebody gets better at it than me, I'll let you know if it's worth patenting or not. Now, I was saying in earlier videos, if it's not worth patenting, I'm still willing to pay. But I don't want to break myself trying to do this either. I don't have shit for money. I'm just doing this because I know that I can make it happen. I know I can make it work. But let's say you come to me and say, "Oh, I want to patent this guy." Let's see who he is first. Let's see that before I say what he is. Yeah, I would say he's not clear enough in the image. He might be if you were standing in a different spot. And I might even say, you know what though, you didn't notice, but you actually have two very popular images that are always played out in the sky. See the dark nano? See the darker nano? This one's a lighter nano with the dark nano pushing the lighter nano into place as usual. And I might say, you know what? If you can pull in this whole guy, if you can pull in all that whole imagery of this guy, let's see if we can. I would say yes. I would say yes to this guy. Now, this guy I've talked about in some of my other videos. They use a lot of swearing. You guys probably will never see. These lines that stretch up, those are tiny triangles. See it? The skull and crossbones bullshit that you'll see everywhere. This is not a skull, but that's what they do with the skull and crossbones as well. They're everywhere. Triangles are everywhere. The nanocarbon, the dark nanocarbon, go by color. See the dark triangles? See the little tiny triangles and the big triangles that make up the eyes of this guy here? Try to get him for you. Hold on. What's going on? Yeah. Okay, same thing. So now look at that. when you go in for the detail on this, it gets pretty funny. So I'm going down my camera, so all I'm doing is, now this is, where's the first guy? Okay, so remember, keep in mind where these are. So here's this face
How
here.
much better I do just a year later, you know?
About, right?
Comparing the videos I just did on the West Coast Cats Philippines trip.
So don't get him confused with what I'm going for now, because he becomes part of this face right here. So now you can see him still, but he becomes part of this other face. Now if I come back further, wow, there's a lot of stuff in here. Come back further, same thing. Oh yeah, I got him real good now. full face. So now you can come in there and get that full face. And at the same time, get the dog that's down here. There's a dog right here that he branches off to. I would grab all these little ones.
Yeah, I had an eye for it, for sure.
So you can just take this, even this one picture right here, and get, I don't know, a few thousand images, because we can keep going in on them. I can keep going in. Alright, you can go in deeper and deeper and get all these guys for you.
Yep.
Well, maybe a little too close. Hold on. This might be easier to
I just shouldn't have been using the filters, is what I shouldn't have been doing. And the camera was probably dying on me or something too. I don't know what camera that was, if that was the Vivitar or what.
Okay, so you just start seeing all the little faces.
Yep, no pointer. Using the old finger, the trusty finger.
Now, see all the little triangles? See all the tiny triangles? Those are going to be more faces. I'll go around and try to hit a few of them for
It's
you.
like watching a 1930s film, you know, 20s
So
or
the little
30s.
floating skulls everywhere. Trying to get my finger up to them. See them? So to do floating skulls and stuff like that, I wouldn't recommend right now. There are so many different types of these skulls. They don't. The most that we could do is if they have detail to them, I would recommend them. Doing them. But these other faces, these are really popular. I've got these up the yin yang as well.
It's true. I used to call them Grinches.
Copies of them, I should say.
I used to call them Grinch.
Triples.
They're rodents.
Look at the triangles. You know, see the triangles. That's not what you're going to be going for when you're doing your images. But what it will do is it'll lead you to the imagery. The eyes, the noses, the mouths, the detail. Alright. Now again, I can do that easy. I wouldn't even get as carried away as I do, because I don't even have enough room on my computer for all my pictures. So these images that are everywhere,
They're everywhere.
are easy enough for anybody to get. I mean,
it is true too. In the beginning when I
this
first
guy,
started,
I've got doubles on.
that's the end of the video.
Let me see if I can get them for you.